in this age of huge amounts of information. As technology has become an important part of our daily lives, it has also made us feel lonely and connected at the same time. This is an old story, but things have changed a lot since cell phones, the internet, and all the social networks came along. A touchscreen lets us talk to tens of thousands of people, but do we really connect with them? We get the impression that everyone is always happy, successful, and liked on these sites. But after every lonely, sad moment, or finally, the night is still just me, as I know I'm sad. We can't help but think about the cycle-like truth behind those words. In a virtual world full of beautiful pictures, they show an obvious truth. There are a lot of people whose real lives are empty and without friends. A new poll by YouGov found that millennials, people born between the early 1980s and late 1990s, are the most lonely age. The study talked to 200 people in the U.S. who were 18 years or older. The answers were mostly about feeling awkward and having personal worries. 15% of baby boomers and 20% of Gen X said they always feel lonely, but 30% of Gen Y said the same thing. 22% said they don't have any close friends, and 30% said they don't even know who their best friend is. This makes me wonder, does the fact that we don't have real friends say something about who we are as people? The movie for today is the answer you're looking for. We'll talk about 9 things that have to do with not having friends so that you can understand the problem and find real answers. This movie will help us figure out if we're missing these deep connections, and more importantly, it will show us how Stoicism is connected to the fact that we don't have many friends or real interactions these days. Number 1. Lack of social skills. Every single one of us is different. There are people who shine in groups and people who find peace in being alone. Stoic thought has helped us understand and accept that not having social skills is not a sign of weakness, but a normal part of being human. Stoic thought says that not having good social skills is not a problem, but a chance to get better and grow as a person. Stoicism not only shows us how to accept ourselves as we are, flaws and all, but it also helps us find our own worth and happiness. We don't have to be the life of every party or fit in with everyone. Instead, real power comes from knowing that one's own heart and soul can grow strong happiness and confidence.
From the point of view of Stoicism, people tell us to focus on making good ties instead of lots of them. One strong bond. More value can be gained from one deep link than from hundreds of shallow ones. The story of Mike and Anna makes this very clear. Mike suffers from bad communication, and he gets tense when there are a lot of people around, but he has a close friend named Anna that he loves very much. They were sitting in a quiet cafe one day. Katie told Mike that he felt bad about himself because he didn't have as many friends as other people. At the same time, Anna told Mike that their deep connection was worth a lot more than a lot of other shallow connections. Mike starts to change his mind about friendship after this talk. He realizes that not having good social skills isn't always a bad thing and can actually help you focus on making real connections with other people. Finally, Stoicism tells us that everyone is valuable, no matter how many friends they have or how well they can get along with others. When we learn to love and accept ourselves, we know that the real power is not in taking over the outside world, but in taking over and understanding the inside world. In this crazy world, the key to real freedom that Stoicism seeks is being able to stand on your own 2 feet and not rely on outside approval. Number 2. Lifestyle choices. As we search for who we are and the deepest meaning of life, we often come across different ways to live. Each choice has its own unique mark on it. From a Stoic point of view, though, this choice is more than just the choices we make every day about where to live, what to do for a living, and who to hang out with. In addition, it says a lot about how we choose to live our lives. So, living a life based on Stoic thought isn't just about changing how you act and think. It's also about developing virtue and wisdom, a life that is both simple in terms of money and emotionally rich. According to Stoicism, Each person is in charge of their own peace and happiness, getting over relying on outside forces and bad feelings. In order to live a simple and focused life, they avoid showing off and value the quality of their relationships and belongings over the quantity of those things. Self-improvement is the main goal of this way of life. To reach spiritual and intellectual mastery, we always try to study and think on ourselves. Realize that the keys to true happiness are to accept and adjust to the changes that happen in. As we search for who we are and the deepest meaning of life, we often come across different ways to live. Each choice has its own unique mark on it. From a Stoic point of view, though, this choice is more than just the choices we make every day about where to live, what to do for a living, and who to hang out with. In addition, it says a lot about how we choose to live our lives. So living a life based on Stoic thought isn't just about changing how you act and think. It's also about developing virtue and wisdom. A life that is both simple in terms of money and emotionally rich. According to Stoicism, each person is in charge of their own peace and happiness, getting over relying on outside forces and bad feelings. In order to live a simple and focused life, they avoid showing off and value the quality of their relationships and belongings over the quantity of those things. Self-improvement is the main goal of this way of life. To reach spiritual and intellectual mastery, we always try to study and think on ourselves. Realize that the keys to true happiness are to accept and adjust to the changes that happen in your life. Don't misunderstand me, though. That doesn't mean we should give up on everything. Instead, they should learn to accept the things that can't be changed. At the same time, be ready to deal with problems. If you are a mother who works full-time and takes care of your family, you probably don't have much time for friends and family. There are times when you miss chances to spend time with family and friends. You can get a better mix between work and social life by making changes to the way you live. Figure out better ways to use your time. To set aside time to hang out with family and friends, like going shopping or for coffee. You will be happier with your family and friends, and your relationships will get stronger. Picking a lifestyle is more than just choosing how to live each day. It's also a commitment to growing as a person and finding peace within yourself. Kindly rate the movie if you like the way of life. Number 3, changing circumstances. There are a lot of unpredictable changes in our lives, from our jobs to our ties with other people. Stoicism, on the other hand, has a deep understanding that can help you understand these changes, especially when you've lost a relationship. Change is a part of nature that you can't escape, so find happiness inside yourself. No matter what outside forces are at play, going through changes like losing friends doesn't have to be a bad thing. As an alternative, it might be a wake-up call to take care of ourselves and focus on making and keeping good relationships instead of lots of them. When things in our lives change, we need to get our minds ready to go to places we've never been before. Stoicism tells us to look for community in these new situations. Everything, including the people and the place you live, seems strange and unfair when you move. Melia to you, right to quickly join in. To make getting around easier, start learning about the public transportation system where you live. Take a look around to find stores, bars, and basic services like banks and grocery stores. Take part in activities in your neighborhood to meet new people. Meeting new people at social events and talks is a good way to grow your social network. As time goes on, you get used to the place and feel like you're starting a new life there. This will not only help you make new friends, but it will also help you feel like you fit, which is very important in a world full of change and uncertainty. The Stoic theory tells us to focus on adapting and finding happiness inside ourselves. We can grow as people and keep good relationships by being open to and able to adjust to all changes. Are you ready to make choices that change based on new information? If you're ready, please write something. Yes. After the video's comments area and before moving on to the next subject, let me tell you about Leo, who works as an accountant at a bank and has a lot going on. Even now, Leo still finds time for both work and family. After he got off work, he spent time enjoying 10 years of marriage. He doesn't work harder, but he does try very hard to improve the quality of both parts of his life, making life more satisfying. You might be very interested and want to know how Leo is able to keep everything in balance. Along with me, please pay attention to topic number 4. Number 4, shifting priorities. Changing your goals is a natural part of life, and it's also a great way to learn more about yourself and grow as a person. People may have big plans for their careers, but family duties may become less important at this time. Because it is so deep, Stoicism has given us a wise view that inner peace and true happiness are not ends in themselves, but rather partners on the path to finding the deep meaning of life. When we accept that life is always changing, we stop trying to adapt to it. We also stop trying to change ourselves. Every choice you make, from putting time and effort into your job to spending time with family and friends, shows what's most important to you right now. Being able to accept and change is important, but we also worry about having a worthwhile life. Do it now. Do we really want to do what's important? Do we spend time with the people and things that make our lives more meaningful by making us think and rethink our priorities? We learn not only how to live a healthy life, but also how to find and keep relationships that are real and important to us. This is the core of a Stoic life, one that is rich not only in material things, but also in soul and spirit. Number 5, trust issues. People who have trouble believing others may meet a new friend at their new job who is both friendly and reliable. This could help them recover from the betrayal they experienced at their old job. But because of your past, you're not sure if you should be honest with that coworker or not. You were lucky to stop here at topic number 5, which is trust. I'm going to help you understand how you can see how you need to change the way you deal with relationships. We need to look at trust not only as an individual problem, but also as an issue that affects how we interact with the world around us. Sophistic thought. Stressing out makes it easier to keep your feelings in check and act logically instead of emotionally. Stoics believe that people are often affected by outside factors, which is another important part of their view of trust. Trust shouldn't just be based on what other people do. It should also be based on a deep knowledge and acceptance of how flawed people are. As we grow, we learn to trust our own abilities to deal with and accept things as they are, even if they don't go our way. The problem of trust isn't just a personal one. It's also a chance to think about yourself and grow. To do this, you need to know yourself and be able to change the way you think so that you can deal with confusion in a calm and logical way. Don't try to avoid all trust risks. Instead, learn to accept them and handle them in a smart way. Because of this, trust problems are not only a challenge, but also a great chance to learn more about ourselves and grow as people by facing and solving them. We improve our living skills and grow spiritually so that you can be the best version of yourself in a world that is hard and unpredictable, which brings up the question of whether you should trust a new coworker or not. Kindly write your answer in the space provided below. Number 6, differences and interests. This life. Everyone has their own life, hobbies, and thoughts. It's not just a normal part of being human to have different tastes. It's also a chance to learn more about each other and be more tolerant. The Stoic philosophy tells us to find peace within ourselves by accepting and honoring these differences. We shouldn't feel sad or alone because we don't have the same hobbies as other people. Having different hobbies can lead to the end of a relationship. That's not always a bad thing, though. Every one of us is told to follow our own hobbies and grow them without worrying about what other people think. This gives us more freedom to find happiness and purpose in our lives on our own. Truly being happy and at peace with ourselves does not depend on getting along with everyone else. We should instead learn to value and honor the differences between people. Everyone has something special to offer, and is valuable in their own way. Realizing this helps us not only understand other people better, but it also opens our minds to new things and makes our own life more interesting. You and a close friend may find it hard to connect at first because you both like different things. For example, you might love sports, and your friend might love art. You choose to find out more about your friend's love of painting, though. At the same time, it helps your close friend understand how much you love sports. In this way, you not only learn new things, but you also make chances to share basic values like passion, creativity, and dedication. This will not only make your relationship with your friend better, but it will also help you become friends, even though you have different hobbies at first. Interest differences shouldn't be seen as a huge reason why people can't connect with each other. We should instead see it as an important part of our lives that helps us grow as people and learn more about the world around us. Different hobbies and points of view can lead to curiosity, acceptance, and finally insight. All of these things are very important to people who live a quiet lifestyle. Number 7. Mental well-being. Stoic ideas say that taking care of your mental health is important for keeping your feelings and thoughts in check. It's also the key to finding inner peace. In the 7th topic, we will look at the beauty and power of mental health through the view of Stoicism. We will also look at how it can change our lives, even when we feel alone or lonely. According to the Stoic theory, mental health can be shown in 4 main ways. First, control yourself and accept yourself. We have no power over anything, not even how many friends we have. We can change how we feel about this situation, though. Accepting that our mood doesn't depend on how many friends we have will help us feel better mentally. Second, pay attention to the present. It is even more important to not think about the past or the future and just live in the moment. Being in the present moment can help lower stress and improve mental health. Third, knowing yourself. Knowing yourself is a big part of it. Getting to know yourself and what's important to you will help you create and live a more worthwhile life. Fourth, facing challenges means not avoiding them. Instead, you should deal with them and learn from them. Being able to deal with loneliness and hard times helps build grit, which will have a big positive effect on mental health. To sum up, taking care of your mental health is more than just staying away from bad feelings. In order to live a worthwhile life, it's also about strengthening your spirituality. Also, make and keep in touch with people you might become friends with. When we align that with Stoic wisdom, we bring people together through shared thoughts, which leads to a deep and meaningful relationship. Do you know how to use the 4 things when it comes to mental health? Leave a comment. I'm ready for you to show how determined you are. Number 8, lack of social opportunities. Stoicism stresses that you should find happiness and satisfaction inside yourself instead of relying on outside events. This means that we can still find and build real, deep connections even when we don't have much to do with other people. In a world where people don't talk to each other as much, we're told to focus on keeping ties strong. A real friend is someone with whom you can share your happiness and sadness and who supports you as you try to become better and live a moral life. Sharing and talking about life, beliefs, and values is one way to build relationships when you don't have a lot of social freedom. It's possible to connect deeply with others on a spiritual and intellectual level when we share our thoughts and ideas. Stoicism also tells us to work on becoming the best version of ourselves and learn more about ourselves. Not only do we attract people who think like us, but we can also inspire those around us and build real ties with them. Social networks and technology are also smart ways to find new ways to connect with other people. While these tools can't replace talking to someone in person, they can help us keep in touch and grow our relationships when we don't have time or room to do so. To sum up, not having enough social possibilities is not an insurmountable problem when we accept what we have and make the most of it. We can build connections that are deep, meaningful, and last a long time. Number 9, shyness or introversion, for shy people. Getting and staying in relationships can be hard in its own way. Stoic thought says that being shy or quiet is never a bad thing. Through deep reflection and self-awareness, we can use this unique part of ourselves to live a good and happy life. People who are introverted can find their hidden skills and shine in the way they want to. At the same time, make sure you have good relationships based on morals and honest feelings. In order to better understand this problem, let's look at the life of Alex, who is quiet and likes to work. Stoic thought taught him a lot of useful things about how to accept things as they are and make relationships better. We can clearly see how the Stoic theory can be used in real life through Alex's story. This will make us think again about how we think about shyness and introversion. Be kind to yourself. Alex is no longer shy because he knows how to accept himself as he is. The thing is, Alex doesn't see this as a problem. He knows that being shy has its benefits and helps him become more self-aware and improve himself. Alex knows his skills and weaknesses because he knows himself very well. Instead of avoiding social events, he uses his awareness to improve his ability to talk to people and get along with them. The strength of being quiet. Every day, Alex finds peace by writing in his notebook about his thoughts and feelings about life. This helps him keep his mind in check and build connections based on deep thinking. Alex doesn't care about how many friends he has. What matters to him is how good the friendship is, as an alternative to doing a lot of social things. Alex chooses to hang out with friends who are truly like-minded and can build strong bonds with them. Stoic philosophy helped Alex live a moral life and focus on his own values instead of letting other people's views and criticism affect him. Alex thinks it's important to think about yourself, follow morals, and make your life worthwhile and satisfying. Thank you for seeing our movie. Last but not least, good luck on your journey toward knowledge. The next step will lead you to a new area where you can learn and explore even more. Keep in mind that we always have the power to create happiness and wealth within ourselves. If this movie spoke to you and you want to learn more about Stoic philosophy or share your own story, please click the like button to help us out. Leave an opinion on the subject or tell a story that moved you. In the area below for comments, remember to follow our channel so you don't miss any more videos. Thanks for seeing it. We'll see you in the next videos.